يسرنا مشاهدينا نرحب في الاستديو بالسيد شويث الكمار CEO and Managing Partner at Startup Scale 360. Welcome to مساء الإمارات.
Welcome.
Thank you so much for having us here.
Our pleasure. And also let's welcome Mr. Munib Anjum, founder and CEO of Ahad Startup. It's a startup for solutions, cybersecurity.
Indeed.
Yes.
Welcome in مساء الإمارات.
Thank you. Thank you so very much.
Welcome. So I'll start my first question with Mr. Kumar. Can you tell us more about your role as a national organizer in the Entrepreneurship World Cup in Dubai? You know, this idea is the new idea, is actually a startup idea, let's say.
So Startup Scale 360 has been selected as a national organizer for the year 2020,
Yes.
22. Basically, Entrepreneurship World Cup is a global initiative, fully sponsored at a global level by Miss Foundation and Miss Foundation for Saudi Arabia, and also it's co-hosted by GEN, which is a global entrepreneurship network, and Munshad. So it's an initiative basically to kind of create an entrepreneur at a global level, whereas we as a national organizer is focusing on identifying the UAE-based startup. So we have actually ran through the process right from the beginning, which included, it's a 5 months of intense works for identifying the startup selection process, screening process, evaluations, and coming to the stage where we have identified the top startup for the UAE finalist. So now we have 3 UAE finalists, which will be advanced to the global level, one being Ahad, who's with us. And there are 2 other startups, which other one is like a company called Trip, and the third one is a Desert Control. So
we had the founder here for Trip.
Exactly. So Dr. Reem Al Junabi was here yesterday, and she is one of the founders of Trip, which is more of a travel tech startup.
Okay, Mr. Munib, how can you describe this event, because it's considered as a global platform for business projects?
Yeah, Abir, thanks for that. I think we would love to see especially what Startup Scale and this Entrepreneurship World Cup is doing. It's creating immense opportunity, especially for startups and most importantly, the youth in UAE. I am personally brought up in UAE, so we would love to actually, given this particular opportunity, to shine light on UAE and taking UAE to a global stage. As a startup, we have seen this journey where we have experience working with international experts. We have seen and received a lot of mentorship, a lot of planning went through it, and it's not just individual, but actually a team coordinated effort. But in all, I would highly recommend, and this is really an amazing opportunity for all the youth, all the startups, anybody with disruptive ideas must consider UAE. It's really a platform which can really take them to the next stage.
So Mr. Kumar, can you please tell us more, how many companies in the UAE and startups applied in this competition? And you told me before that you had from many Emirates, not only Abu Dhabi or Dubai. So can you just shed some light on this? Put some light on this?
Yeah. So, we opened the application on 15th of June 2022. And by 15th August, when we closed the applications, we had 183 submissions.
Wow.
And out of that, 80 actually through to the quarterfinal. So in order to ensure that we have a right governance structures, no favoritism, no nepotism, like actually the evaluation process completely done independently. So we set up even committee. We had a steering committee, we have a screening committee, we have a sponsorship committee overseeing all the different aspects of the, the events. Now, for the ADS startups that through to the quarterfinal, what we call is more of a screening round. We got 20 judges from a different part of the world to evaluate that. And that 20 judges actually shortlisted to 29 semi-finalists. And this again, 29 semi-finalists, we had to split into 3 different categories because of to identify the category winner. For that, we actually got 18 judges to evaluate. And all the ecosystem enabler coming from, the VC fund, accelerator, incubations, or a corporate innovation lab came together to help support us to kind of identifying the best startup for the for the UAE final.
Thank you, Mr. Kumar. I want to ask you, Mr. Munib, what about your experience in Dubai related your participation in this event in Dubai? So what your vision about investment market in UAE country?
Most importantly, we have seen Dubai and UAE in particularly have made flagship improvements towards helping startups, helping people with a vision to go and accelerate. As a startup, we see this is going to become a talent magnet for the whole world. Anybody with a vision, anybody with a disruptive idea definitely can and hopefully should consider UAE as one of the attractive palaces, I would say, which can actually house, which can provide them the platform, which can provide them any support that's required for them to not just flourish, but actually thrive and use UAE as a platform to launch globally as well.
Yeah. And we saw also the Wall of Fame for Mr. Kumar. Can you also talk about this and the partnership with N5, especially in the UAE here, and also who are the other parties that were involved in this competition?
So, the Wall of Fame is more like a storyboard. It's all started with a call with the Global Entrepreneurship Network. Anna Maria, she reached out to us saying that, we would like Startup Scale 360 to be this national organizer for this year. Like we were taken aback, but we thought, okay, giving this, the magnitude of the event, the scale, I think it's a great opportunity. And our strength is the network. I spent time in Mubadala, before starting this company. I was part of even setting up Hub 71. So I think that network helped, all the former colleagues and the people in the industry, they actually helped joining the hand. So that the storyboard where how we started and each stage is how we build a committee. Then we added we actually got a great, volunteers from a University of Birmingham, Dubai, who 7 of the students came forward to support us.
Sure. And we wish that Mr. Munib also wins this World Cup. And sure, what's the next step? And what would you like to say, in expecting, let's say, good results in the next competition?
So first thing first, we consider to be privileged that we actually are representing UAE on a global scale, and we would want to ensure that we leave no stone unturned in terms of putting in extra efforts, bringing in more innovative ideas, and especially while we're speaking today, an amazing event which is GITEX. I think it's launching UAE on a global scale. It's been hosted since 1980s, and we've been there almost for the last 20 years. We've been continuously part of it. And we've seen the growth, how UAE, how the vision of our rulers, in particularly towards the tech industry, is shaping up as well. For us, this has given us another opportunity to prove ourselves now on a global stage, because that's where we are talking to end customers. We are looking to serve Fortune 100 companies, and we are already capable to do so. But this platform has now given us that added opportunity and a boost. How do we get exposure to the region, as well as the international customers who we can serve and protect against a cyber pandemic, which all businesses actually are going through?